Okay, now let's take a look at apparently, I think Tokyo, yeah, Tokyo's like VCT. So let's take a look. I think VCT or challenges, I don't know, but it happened in Tokyo, and yeah, let's take a look at some of the moments, I guess. Let's go.
Masters Tokyo was a movie.
Masters Tokyo,
the incredible
yes.
Cinderella runs, passionate fans, and insane plays made it a tournament to remember. But Fnatic is now the only team to win back-to-back trophies, so the question on everyone's mind
Fnatic
is,
won.
are we witnessing the start of the Fnatic dynasty?
Just not letting him get that room. They're not entertaining the idea. Leo, the one to send him away again. As Fnatic's dynasty starts today. Back-to-back international.
Before we get into the video, I want to remind you that we just released an episode covering all the hype from Snapdragon Mobile Masters. Thanks to our friends over at Snapdragon Elite Gaming for bringing us all the way to Japan to experience this incredible tournament where we witnessed one of the greatest underdog runs in Brawl Stars history. Make sure to check out the video in the link below. Alright, so although my sleep schedule was completely these past 2 weeks were a lot of fun if you're a fan of Valorant. It's about time Riot held an event in Japan because the atmosphere was just incredible. The group stage saw a couple of notable upsets with EDG eliminating Na'Vi and T1 while Kong truly announced himself to the world.
Snakebite at his feet trying to get the res off. There it is. Adjustments necessary. Detainment. Is it there? It is. Hands up. Kang seeks to claim the kill. There's a rifle. Here's the flash. Why not? Take a fight. Sagensu says, I dare you. Second guesses it with the off. This man is playing gun game. Kang's got room to work here, and once again, rinse and repeat. Run it on back. He's going to find Sire Flare. He avoids all the utility, but he can't avoid Ban. Yes, he can. Dips away, and he's still standing. He's still doing damage. Ban's in the middle of CT. He's trying to find something further. Chichu's got him dead. And Kang, how is he? How is he doing that?
Whoa.
How is he doing that?
EDG even managed to knock out Loud, who had a very disappointing tournament, failing to win even a single map. This is not the Loud that everyone expected to turn up to the event, and you can call it copium, but I still don't like when teams auto-qualify for playoffs. We saw the same thing with the Guard in Reykjavik last year and XZ in Copenhagen, so maybe it's just an America's issue at this point, but personally I'd prefer if everyone just had to earn their spot in playoffs by performing in the group stage. I know some of you will probably say, oh, well, why can't these teams just not show up to the event cold? And yeah, you're right. I just prefer if they just use seeding to determine the group stage matchups instead. Anyways, next I want to talk about PaperX. Despite playing the entire event without their star player something, PRX pulled off a miracle run with their content creator and substitute CGRS filling in.
The stand-in. He knows he needs to rush this down. He needs to play for the kill. There's not enough time to go for the plan. He's swinging around the corner, and he manages to get it done! Someone, the shorty, doesn't find him!
Now, I know Som is probably haunted by that round.
Yeah, no
shit. He
shit.
had an otherwise amazing tournament, so I hope he's not beating himself up too much. NRG still finished top 4, so I'm sure they'll come back strong for Champions. As for PRX, I just hope that something will be able to compete with them at Champions, because once they're at full strength, I have no doubt that they'll be competing for that trophy. Despite not having an IGL, they're insane. But next up, we have EG. EG wouldn't have even made it to this event had 100 Thieves not gotten knifed by MIBR's assistant coach on the final day of the Americas regular season. EG's destiny was literally out of their hands, but once they were given another chance, they took it and ran with it. They qualified for Tokyo and managed to get Demon 1 a passport last minute before going to Masters and pulling off the craziest Cinderella run Valorant has ever seen.
They've got him trapped, there's nowhere for them to go. Lucio playing such a dangerous position! And he gets 2! Looking for the third, and Lucio finds it! Not able to convert on much more, but from the graves, he brings Mr. Fallen down with him. Jump spot, spots one. It's not a comfortable plant. He's gonna get it down for now. Closing the gap though, you gotta respect this man. A danger! A danger run through! Demon 1 is in the server! Mostly to get back towards you. Back corner, Ethan's gonna trade out Leo. It ain't over yet, but maybe Chronicle, maybe not. Maybe it's Demon 1. He's got the knives out. A 2v2, Alpha and Chronicle to try and get Fnatic across the line.
Oh my God!
He's trying to save them, but it's Alpha up against Demon now. Oh
Whoa.
I still can't believe that last kill. Demon 1 honestly might have the best jet knives in the game right now. But EG's story this past year has been nothing short of remarkable. There was a time where people were calling them the worst team in the VCT, and some were suggesting that Potter should be fired. But the past 3 months have been truly special, as we've watched them develop into one of the best teams in the entire world. I wanted them to go all the way because it would have been an insane story, and it still is, but Fnatic is still Fnatic. This team is basically the fucking Avengers. Despite the 3-0 scoreline, the grand finals were relatively close, but Fnatic proved why they're still the best. When it came down to the wire, they always stepped up to close out crucial rounds.
Oh, beautiful pinch from Koch. Shot, hold on. Durka though, look how quick he responds to this. Alpha's there with him. Oh, it's stunning.
Bruh.
Yeah, no, Durka's just absolutely let off the leash. He's taking down Koch.
Durka and Bolster is the
Boostio. If they don't get it anytime soon, this one's all but done. Jogmo gets away with it though, gets ahead of
the
that
insane
flash.
one.
It's Durka on the other side who's having a miraculous round. Just not letting him get that room. They're not entertaining the idea. Leo, the one to send him away again. As Fnatic's dynasty starts today.
Fnatic are now the first team in Valorant history to win back-to-back international titles.
Yeah, that's
Chronicle
true.
is officially my GOAT, as he's now the only player to win 3 major trophies. It was also great to see just how
Yeah, that is true,
respectful the
though.
crowd was towards all the teams throughout the event, and in the end,
the
Fnatic
Japanese
got the
people.
reception that they deserved while hoisting the trophy. But this win has sparked a pretty big discussion regarding where the roster sits within the history of the esport. Many people are suggesting that we're now living in the Fnatic dynasty or Fnatic era, and I understand the sentiment. Valorant has never seen back-to-back winners on the international stage, so this is already the most dominant roster the game has ever seen. But personally, I'm still hesitant to use those words. Valorant still doesn't have an Astralis or an SKT type team, but if Fnatic wins champions, then I think it'll be pretty hard for me to argue. That tournament is a little over a month away, so we don't have to wait too long to see if we're truly living in the Fnatic era. Part of the reason I was cheering for EG to win was that if EG won, Americas would have 2 extra slots to go to champions through the LCQ. Therefore, Cloud9 would have a better chance of qualifying. So I'm just like praying that Cloud9 can get it together and like get that last spot and then go to champions.
Yeah, man, that was insane though. Holy shit.